Hi everyone, welcome to a brand new episode of Ask Joy. If you happen to chance upon this video, this is a sign for you to refinance your property. That's right, that's the topic of today's video, refinancing. And if you're due for refinancing, please watch till the end of this video for some major tips I'm going to drop along the way. So for today's video, I'm going to touch on the basics of refinancing and also debunk a few myths about refinancing. Take for example, refinancing is expensive because of all the other costs involved, such as legal fee lah, valuation fee lah, etc. Well, that is partially true and not true, because if you have a loan amount of above 500,000, frankly, you can get these fees waived. So before I begin, I just want to have a disclaimer that I am not the subject expert for this topic. So this is just based on my personal experience as a realtor and after assisting 120 over families. So this is what I've concluded. But if you need the very technical aspect of these things about refinancing, please reach out to your individual banker or broker. Alright, so before I begin, I just want you guys to actually subscribe to my channel, comment on my channel. Frankly, I did this presentation, like this preparation, when I was battling a food poisoning and also nursing my 4-month-old child who is having flu and very unwell. So I think I deserve some likes or new subscribers, please. And anyway, I just put that QR code over there because recently I was in one of the show flat and then this follower bumped into me and this follower said, "Hey, you are that presenter." Because he didn't know that I was an agent. So I'm telling you guys that I am also a realtor, a property agent. If you guys have any inquiries, property related, or like if you'd like to visit any of the show flats, upcoming, there's a lot, right? Please do not be shy and scan this QR code over here and reach out to me, okay? First thing first, let's begin with what is refinance. So refinance basically means that replace your current loan package with a new one under different terms. So when do people refinance? Usually people refinance under two circumstances. First is when there is a low interest rate environment because they want to take advantage of this low interest rate environment. If you have actually refinanced 2 years ago or even 1 year ago, you should have locked in a much higher rate than the interest rate right now. So if you are due for a refinance, it's ideal to do it now. Although there are 2 more interest rate cuts coming in the coming months. We do not know when. And the second reason when do people refinance is when their current home loan package is expiring. Okay, what do I mean by this? Usually, the loan package is the cheapest in the first, second to third year, and subsequently the rates will be much higher than the usual market rate. So before even their loan expires, they will start to look out for deals. This is also a myth because a lot of people will be thinking, oh, I can only refinance when my loan is ending. That is not true, especially if you are only within a lock-in period of 1 year. You can actually look to refinance or even reprice your loan package. Okay, so here is my reminder to you to subscribe to my channel again and to like this video, and also to reach out to me on WhatsApp if you have not, and if you intend to visit any of the showrooms in the current market. If you like free content, just subscribe because it's free anyway. So what is the criteria for refinancing? So basically for refinancing, a lot of people think that whenever I need to refinance, I need to provide the full income documents. This is only partially true because there are situations where you do not have to provide any income documents. Later I'll show what are they. And usually for refinancing, the banks, your brokers will actually check what type of property are you holding. Is it a own stay or investment property before they do this refinancing. Usually how brokers check is that they will check the IRAS under this property summary part, right? It will state whether this property is for investment or not. After the bank determine the type of property that you own, whether it's your own stay or investment, then they will run through with you the criteria for the refinancing. For own stay property, as you can see here, if you are refinancing within the same bank, you do not need to provide any income documents. But if you are refinancing with another bank, then yes, you will need to provide your latest income documents. So this is for own stay property. And for investment property, there is two ways to go about it. First is that you pay 3% of the outstanding loan and you do not need to provide income documents. So take for example, you have an outstanding loan of 1 million, 3% is 30,000. So just pay it off first and you do not need to provide any income statement. Or if you do not wish to go by this route, you can just do the more shortcut route, which is just show the full income documents. Now on to the last part, which is the refinance calculator. So a lot of you, when you take your initial home loan, how bank actually determine how many years you can loan is using this simple formula, which is 65 years minus your age at the moment when you take the loan. So take for example, I'm 33 this year, so they take 65 minus 33, which is 32. And because they only kept at 30 years max, so I can only take 30 years. I can only loan 30 years max. This is for initial home loan part. But when you are due for refinancing, the calculation or the formula changes. So banks use two formulas to determine how many years of loan you can take. There's two formula, right? So out of these two formula, they will take the number whichever is lower. So I'm going to run through with you these two formulas right now. Formula number one, they take 75 minus your current age. So if I were to do a refinancing now, right, I can refinance up to 42 years. But because refinancing only allows you to loan up to 35 years, which means I am capped at 35 only. And if you were to do a refinancing, you will also realize your monthly mortgage will significantly be lowered because your loan tenure have been extended. Because I have heard friends who say that, oh, you know what, my property value didn't change, so there is no point for me to refinance. No, you are wrong. Even if the property value did not change, you can still refinance and you can still pay lower mortgage per month because of this refinancing calculation. Interesting, right? And there are also certain parts where, you know, they have clients who say that if I want to refinance but my income have dropped, I should not refinance because my income has dropped. I cannot get as much loan as last time. I just want to say that you are absolutely wrong, because let me show you. If you are 40 years old this year and you have an income of 10,000, you can loan approximately 1 mil. And at a point of time when you are due for a refinance, do you know you don't even need to have a 10K income? You only need a $9,100 income. Because for refinancing, right, the loan tenure, the number of years is instantly stretched for another 10 years. Hence the difference. So all these are myths. You don't have to worry so much. Just consult your own individual banker or broker when you want to do a refinancing. So this is the first formula for refinancing calculation. The second formula is this one. This is a bit more complicated. So this actually takes 35 years minus the current year, which is when you refinance, minus year of disbursement and minus 1. So let me give you an example. If I am due for a refinancing now and my first initial loan was in 2023, so my formula become 35 minus the sum of 2025, which is current year, minus the year of the first disbursement 2023 minus 1, which is 34. Ta-da! So based on these two formula, right, banks will take the year that is lower to become the final loan tenure that you can take for your mortgage loan. That'll be the end of my sharing. I know all the information are like bits and pieces, but if you do need professional advice, like I said, please do not hesitate to reach out to your individual broker. They are the subject expert to advise on them. But this is also based on my own experience after dealing with a number of clients, and this is also for you who are thinking of refinancing, or if you don't even know if you need to refinance, please go and check out your current mortgage, or go and check how much interest rate are you currently paying, because the current interest rate environment is pretty low, and there are a lot of banks that are offering really good deals with 1 year free cancellation. So it means that after this 1 year, right, let's say if you were to sell your house, or if you want to reprice for even lower interest rate, there is no penalty involved. So these are the tips for today. That will be all. Otherwise, I will see you in the next episode of Ask Joy, or perhaps I think the next episode should be our project analysis for all the upcoming launches in October. So I will see you then. Bye.